All right, distracted driving, and it happens to everyone. Everyone does it, but it's not just about texting. There are many other ways that we put ourselves and others in harm's way because of addictive behavior with our electronic devices. Attorney Chad McLain of Graves McLain is here this morning to talk all about it. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Sorry I went mute on you for a moment, but this will help out. First off, we want to talk about where you guys are. Where's your practice located?
We're located in the Boulder Towers, which is at 15th and Boulder. We've been there since 2004. My practice is myself and my partner. I've practiced with Dan Graves since 2002, and there are 3 lawyers in our firm.
All right, so you guys can help people out when they get in trouble for things like distracted driving. So tell us, what are some of the statistics? What are people doing, and how are they getting in trouble with distracted driving?
Well, distracted driving, the thing to understand is that there are many different descriptions of distracted driving. Texting is probably the biggest culprit because it engages both visual, manual, and your thought process. Things as simple as reaching over into the floorboard next to you or talking to your child in the back seat and looking away from the road, all that's distracted driving. The statistics nationwide are better than they are in Oklahoma, but they're still not good because they largely rely on self-reporting.
Yes, what you said, a lot of people aren't going to say what they were doing when they got in a fender bender.
Probably not, as a general rule. They're getting better nationwide, but the thorough statistics have not been being kept as long as they should have been.
And as you said nationwide that it is getting better and that things are happening, but also in other parts of the nation, people get reprimanded legally for things like distracted driving. What's going on in Oklahoma?
Well, right now there are 10 or either 11 states that have anti-texting and driving statutes, and they're usually criminal misdemeanor statutes. In Oklahoma, there was a bill proposed in our last legislative session. It didn't get a hearing, and I think that's largely due to public awareness in Oklahoma. I think at some point in time in the near future, it'll be forced to be pushed through.
Okay, public awareness is something that we've been talking about. You brought up Brookside. If you see anyone driving down, how many people are usually on their phones?
Well, at any given intersection, particularly on Peoria and Brookside, 80 or 90% of the people are looking at their phones as they go through the intersection. And as we talked about off air, it's an addictive behavior. It's something that we've conditioned ourselves as okay, and I think that has a lot to do with the lack of public awareness and how dangerous it is.
So keeping each other accountable, and also you mentioned your kids, like starting them young, teaching them that it's not okay to have that device in your hand all the time, especially behind the wheel.
Exactly, and it's become more and more normal. We did talk about that. The iPhone or the iPad is it's almost like a second babysitter, unfortunately. And by the time they get to 15, 16 when they're driving, then it's just normal behavior, and it's nothing to look away from the road to the electronic device. All
right, so until we have some rules about it, we just need to be self-aware and to be pushing each other to make sure that people are educated on the problems that can happen.
Exactly.
Even though we know. We all know that it's bad for us, but we keep doing it.
Well, it's the same old thing as, do as I say, do not as I do sort of thing. And it's statistics as a general rule, especially nationwide, are about other people. They're not about me. Surely that couldn't happen to me. And unfortunately, sometimes it takes something near and dear to your heart to make you understand that it is dangerous.
All right. Some good awareness, some good tips. Thank you so much for talking with us this morning.
Thank you.
Guys, we want to tell you how you can get a hold of them at Graves McLain. They're in the Boulder Towers. They're at 1437 South Boulder Avenue in Suite 1010. You can give them a call, 918-359-6600. Also look them up online, gravesmclain.com. They're also on Twitter and Facebook.